have your screen like this to access the interface or the Netacad website, I advise you use an extension, right? So I use an extension called is a VPN basically. So I use an extension called Touch VPN. Yeah, you can use any other VPN. You can use Nord VPN or something. But I use Touch VPN. So what you want to do is you go to your Chrome web store and you just search for Touch VPN basically. So once you search for Touch VPN, get it installed on your system, or you get the extension installed on your browser. Then maybe when you try accessing this page, you are not able to access it. This is the extension at the top. You open it and you just connect to a VPN. You don't need any account. Just connect to any location, and that's it basically. Do you understand? So after you've connected to your VPN, it should work perfectly well. Please, if you turn on your camera, I don't really think you need to turn on your camera, right? It's not really a meeting where we need to see your face. So you can help other people manage the bandwidth. So their networks don't lag. All right. Don't worry. I'll attend to people that are trying to submit everyone now. All right. So I'm going to log in into my account now, and then we can take it from Modi one. And just to mention, I'm not going through the entire thing. Trust me on that. I'm not going to go through the entire thing. I just want to focus on places that people are having issues, right? So we can get started. Please, are we together? I would just want to see a thumbs up as a reaction if we are still on this together. All right, thank you, Claire. Okay, so I think I'm having an issue accessing it. So let's just use the VPN. So now using the VPN, you can see we can access it now. So the whole idea of I can't access it because I don't have access to Netacad. I don't think it's a valid reason, anyways. But let's just see how it goes because I'm aware of that issue. Right. So during the course of the week, just while we wait for this to load up, during the course of the week, about I think 68 people turned in their assignments. Yeah, we are yet to review that. We'll revert to you. We'll return it to you once we are done. 1 second. So 68 people turned in their assignments, and 49 people are yet to turn in their assignments. Anyways, so during the course of this class going on, I would want to unlock it for people to submit their assignment. So while you're on the call or while this class is going on, you can just turn in your assignments, basically. So it's going to close by, what's the time now? Today's third. So it's going to close by, let's say 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. All right. So it's going to close today, 10 p.m. I'm trying to use it to submit your assignment while we're on the call. Kole, what did you say? You dropped a question in the chat. You said you were trying to join what? Remember the submission link, sir. Thank you. What do you mean by the submission link? Michael, can you explain? Did you give us an assignment as of last week? I gave you an assignment since last week, since Monday, and it is on the Google Classroom, and you're supposed to turn in your assignment. So I don't understand what you mean by you don't know understand. You were not aware. Well, you were on the group, so I don't know. I'm not. Well, anyways, this meeting is not to address that kind of issue. Is it? The meeting is not to address this. I sent a message to the group, not the general group, to the like specific group. You understand? It does not matter, Karim. We're not here to attend to that. That will be something we'll have to treat later. Please let's proceed. So you click on resume. Okay, for me, I'm clicking on resuming course. Um, then let's just go through the introduction part of ethical hacking. So when we're talking about ethical hacking, considering the fact that you've gone through most of this, when we're talking about ethical hacking, what comes to your mind? Anyone in the audience who wants to speak to this, what comes to your mind? You can just raise your hand. All right, Shata Abdubaki Abayami, you can speak.
Good evening. So basically, my understanding of ethical hacking is kind of it's more of talking about penetrating into a system legally with legal being consulted to run a penetration testing on a system. I think that's what I understand by ethical hacking.
Yeah, being consulted to carry out the security assessment, yes, is considered to be ethical hacking. Do we really have any difference between penetration testing and ethical hacking? This question is for everyone. Favor. Okay, Ajayi raised his hand. Do we really have any difference between ethical hacking and penetration?
Mm, I'm not really sure, but if I would say there is a difference, I would say I don't really know if there is a difference. I just feel they are the same. But I just feel that maybe ethical hacking has more weight than penetration testing.
Okay, in the real sense, they're actually the same thing. Ali Saidu, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Like my fellow colleague just said now, you understand? Ethical hacking and
Good evening.
good evening, sir.
I can hear you. Proceed.
Like my fellow colleague just said now, there is kind of slight difference between ethical hacking and penetration testing. The penetration testing usually is more confined to a particular maybe area or something like that nature, while the ethical hacking is more broader. And another key difference again is that mostly the penetration testing is automated, while the ethical hacking has both the automation and also the manual aspect of it. I think this is what I read somewhere. Thank you.
Okay, now just to correct something, automated is also manual, right? So ethical hacking is just they are basically the same thing. Let me put it that way. There's no special difference between the two of them. Please, everyone, you can drop your hand if there's any other question. We're going to call some other people. Right? Please, thank you. So the whole idea behind penetration testing and ethical hacking is just focused on testing the security or the security posture of a particular organization, of a particular network, or a particular application. Right. That's the major thing. Then we have different types of hackers. We have the white attackers, the gray attackers, and the black attackers. Can somebody just specify, like, okay, what do we call the black attackers? Who are they? What do they do? And what's their interest most time? I'm Cypran.
The black hat hackers are the hackers that do it for malicious purposes. That is, they gain access to systems, networks for their own malicious purpose. So they don't follow ethical means usually.
All right, thank you very much. So who do we consider to be a white attacker? Adekunle. I don't know. Cypran, not you. Adekunle.
Adedekunle Oluwatimiloyin. Okay, so for white hackers, or they are one given authority to do any kind of test or ethical hacking on a system or a network. They are given authority. They are legalized to do it. Why black hackers are not legalized? They are doing it out of their own will without giving them any authorization to do so. Thank you.
Yeah, that's straight to the point. Black attackers don't take permission; they just do their stuff. But then the white attacker is someone like me and you who is trying to, well, like me basically. Let me not say like me and you. I don't know what every one of us wants to do because some people were even saying they wanted to hack some people's WhatsApp on the group. The whole group was so hilarious. Anyways, that was just by the way, but it's a good thing. So a white attacker is someone who has good intentions. Basically, you don't have any malicious intention. The person who you are testing is network knows about it, and they give you full. Um, they are fully aware that you are carrying out that kind of test. Now, for a grey attacker, what kind of person is that person? For a grey attacker, what do you consider that kind of person to be? Okay, Toby, you can speak.
So gray attacker is they are individuals that they are in between the black hats and white hats. So it depends on how they see the benefit of the system. They might decide to sell to the highest bidder. So that's what I understand by gray.
Okay, in a case where the ISB is not paying, or in a case where the person who owns the vulnerability is not paying, what will a grey attacker do?
They can actually post online to embarrass the owner of the vulnerability.
Are they posting to embarrass or they are posting for other people to exploit it?
They can post to embarrass, and they also can also post for other people to exploit that particular vulnerability of that particular system.
Okay, if they are posting for embarrassment, what effect can it have on an organization? Not you, Toby. Anybody can answer. Declan, are you raising your hand for this current question? Okay, you dropped your answer already. Moyo, can you proceed?
Yes, good evening. So one of the effects it can have on the organization is loss of reputation. It can destroy the reputation of the particular organization.
Yeah, thank you very much. Brand reputation damage could be one of the issues that an organization would face if their vulnerability is being publicized. Now, in terms of customer will not trust them anymore, and if they have a public share, kind of listing stocks and all this stuff, they are most likely going to be losing funds at that point as well. Investors want to take out their money too, so it will lead to financial loss for the organization, and just cause a lot of damage around certain things for the organization. Now let's talk about making some research around penetration testing careers, right? Although this is more like a lab, basically. So when we're talking about looking for jobs, let me just take this right, and it's something I'll advise everyone to pay attention to. So we have different platforms where you can look for job. We have LinkedIn, we have Glassdoor. I might not sign in into some of my accounts here for some purpose. We have Indeed, right? So now, for those of us that are in the UK, for those of us in, I think we have a large number of audience here that are in Africa. So, in the UK, their own perspective might be very different, right? But I just hope what I'm going to be showing you is going to work for you as well, right? So now, I might just like buttress some certain things here. Look, we'll take it from the face of you having a very good CV, and from your CV, how you can bypass, or not really bypass necessarily, how you can go through the ATS scanning system. Unfortunately, most of your CV or most of your resume does not go to the HR directly. They are being filtered by a system. Then after being filtered out by that system, then the rest is being sent to HR. So now, how can you have a very good resume such that you can be able to your resume can get to the front of the HR basically, right? So we have I just listed three job platform. We have Glassdoor, LinkedIn, which is the most popular one, and we have Indeed as well. Right. So starting from Indeed, let's say you're looking for a job and you need to work on your resume right before you start even looking for a job. So let me just put penetration test in there. A penetration tester. I'm not really trusting all of this though, but this is just a case study. And let's say in a case you need to create your own resume. Right. So one platform I would recommend for you to have your resume is always like flowcv.io. Right. Okay, change to flowcv.com. So most times I recommend anyone who wants to create a resume to go to flowcv.io. Right. Let me log out and Let me try to pull my own resume from here as well. Because I see some people you want to help. Can you all right. Do you want to ask me a question? Please drop the question in the chat. Toby, you answered the question before. Do you want to say something? Can you drop it
Yes,
in
I
the
just
chat as well?
yeah. Okay, so I just
All
want
right.
to ask, maybe you can drop that what's the name, that close resume or something that I maybe on the chat so that we can actually pick it up from there.
Okay. Okay. But don't forget we're recording
Thank
this
you.
session, so you can actually
Okay.
just break in as oh sorry, I'm not sharing my entire screen. Apologies,
Yes.
please. All
All
right,
right.
let me share this. So this is let me share the entire screen. Apologies. You should have mentioned it now. So this window, okay, that's it. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is flow, polyflowcv.com. Which one am I using here as a case study? I think this was when I made some changes to my resume. Please give me a minute. Let me get my resume. Just a minute, please. Apologies. Just a minute, please. So I want to use mine as a case study for everyone. Now, if you don't have up to 10 years of experience, you don't have any reason to make your resume more than one page. HR will not read the entire story. The key point is how you can defend your resume because anybody can write up anything, right? So the major point here is you want to make your resume not like you're trying to make it short, but at the same time you're trying to draw out the key point. Right. Please, I'm coming. Let me just get this resume. So it could be a point of reference for anyone. But if you want to build your resume, you can use flowcv.io. Like that's a platform I can recommend for you. I don't know why I can't see my resume, but just a minute, please. Okay, I think I found it. One second, please. Okay, can everyone see this? All right. So if you can see this, this is my resume, and it's just a little bit above one page. Although if I want to reduce this, I'll just reduce this just to make sure everything is on one page. But it's advisable keep your resume straight to the point, such that whenever an HR person or a recruiter is looking at it, they don't just get bored out. Now, a lot of people feel like if I have a lot of information on my resume, they are most likely going to pick me. All of this. No, no, no. It's not necessary. If your key points are not there, you still might not get picked. Now, there's one thing we call it ATS job scan. Yeah, ATS job scan, I guess. So the ATS system, you can use jobscan.co, right? Now the ATS system is just what most HR would use to scan resumes that are being submitted right before they get to the front of the HR. You understand? And the process behind this is they are looking for keywords. They are looking for core skills that match their JD, which is the job description they are putting out there. Now, some funny cases, HR don't even know the requirements. Oh, there are a lot of people in. Sorry, I don't know. So HR don't even know the requirements sometimes. You see, that's why, in as much as I tell you to always put out the skills there, like put it on your resume, I'll still mention, even if they're putting 5 years of experience, please apply for the job. You understand? Your direct line manager is the one that will do the technical interview. The HR will do like a basic interview when you on board for an interview. But the person who's doing like the core interview just to assess you is really your line manager. You understand? So when they start asking you questions, all what they just want to know is, can you really get the job done? Can you do this? But right before you even get to that stage is what I'm talking about now, where you want to scan your resume. So let me say, I think I have an account here. So let me just log in. Now don't forget what led to this conversation, right? So sorry, let me see if I most times use SSO for everything. So uh, 1 second. All right. I don't know if I still have some features to scan. Let's just give it. Let's just give it a new scan. So a new scan. This is my resume. Now this is my resume here, and it's telling me to. So what I just do basically is I upload my resume. So I already upload my resume here. Now let's assume the job description of what I'm applying for is this one. Let's just, we're picking a random one. Right. So it's really random, actually. So this is the JD here. This is just description, and this is what these people are looking for. Right. Perform penetration test, web application network system. Now I come back to this place, then I'll paste in my job description. Right, just to see if I really match what these people are actually looking for. So let me perform a scan. I don't know why these people are seeing my resume as this, but let's just continue. Okay, can you see what my resume is looking like? Anyways, let's proceed. So from what we can see here, can everyone see what I'm doing? Okay, good. So from what we can see here, the ATS system is telling me I've reached the recommended match rate, which is 88%. It's not bad, honestly. So I think I have passed the ATS system in this way, and my what's it called? My resume is going to get to the front of the HR, and I'm most likely going to be called for an interview. Do you understand? Do you understand the whole process behind me using my resume, and after using my resume to get a job offer, then applying for the job offer, scanning using the ATS system? Please, does anybody have any question concerning what we just talked about now? Does anybody have any question concerning what we just talked about now? Scanning through the ATS system, using job description to make your resume match what you're looking for. Do you have any question? Favor.
Okay, sorry, sir. Please, I didn't get the name of the app you used in performing the scan.
Okay, jobscan.co. Check the chat. Have you seen it? Jobscan.co. Let me jump it in the chat. So this is the first one. This is the second one. Okay. So without any other question, we'll proceed. Right? So now we've done for skill check. Okay, let me talk about LinkedIn as well. Looking for jobs on LinkedIn. Now, there's one funny thing about looking for jobs on LinkedIn. Now, this is not what I feel like people would tell you, ideally. But most people, I don't know, they tell you to apply for jobs, apply for jobs. If you keep applying, trust me, people might not respond. But there's one thing you can do. Now, I give this to everyone who wants to look for a job. Please look for people's number, look for CEO's number, CTO's number, and try to speak to them, right? Speak to them directly. You understand? Now, this is not like a direct way of telling you to how the formal way of looking for a job. I don't know if anybody understand what I'm saying. What I'm just emphasizing here, you know you are looking for a job, and currently, to be realistic, the job market is very, very tough, right? And before anybody is going to give you a chance, they are most likely going to like need an audience from you, or need to give you an audience. Now, HR might not pick you directly, you understand? Where okay, but when it's a case of like okay, you spoke to um someone who has like the power to speak to HR on your behalf, is most likely going to like be possible for that kind of person to bring you into the organization. So how can you do this? You can use your LinkedIn, right? You can reach out to like to business owners or people who owns stops around, let's say security operation centers, people who have cybersecurity businesses. And one other thing you can do is you can also network with a lot of people who have who are like CISOs, Chief Information Security Officers. You can actually note down all of these things. And that thing you can do is you can also be going for conference, right? If you are looking for a job, you can or like okay, go for conference, reach out to those people, try to get their cards. You know, these things are informal ways of like you getting a job. It's not like it's written in any document on how you could get it. Now, when it comes to you getting numbers, or when it comes to you like looking for numbers, you are doing this in a manner of like a salesperson, right? So how do I mean? What you want to do is there are certain tools online that can actually help you get people's number, right? And this is for educational purposes, right? Entirely, whatever thing you do with whatever thing I'm teaching you, is you'll be held responsible. Cyberpress is not responsible. Our crowd is not. Oh, sorry, market is not responsible, right? So I won't be responsible for it. Anything you use it for, although it you might get like some setback when people reach out to you, when you reach out to CEOs, but your manner or approach of the way you reach out to them matters, right? You understand? So but it will really help, right? It's not you don't have to go to the director. You can actually like look for the person in charge, try to see your way around. If you can just like get him to give you some time, you speak to him, and you know that's it basically. So you can use LinkedIn most times. You can use LinkedIn. I don't know. I'm not really sharing my entire screen, and I know why. But there's a tool you call Contact Out. Contact Out. You see this tool? I'm not going to demo the tool anyways, but you can use this tool to look for people's number. Right now, once you do this, once you get this tool, all you want to do is you want to go to manage extension. Is an extension on your laptop that on your Chrome browser that you need, right? So the Chrome extension is no, just search contact out. Karim. There's nothing hidden. It's contactout.com, but you don't even need to go to the website. You just need to create an account with them and that's all. So once you get to your um extension page, now go to the web store, then you go to contact out, right? So you see email finder app by contact out, email lookup. I have it installed. You can look for people's phone number. I think it's about 5 numbers per day that you can actually get. So in your course of looking for job and you like, okay, a very good example is let's say you want to speak to MoneyPoint CEO. Now it might be very busy, but if you can't speak to the CEO, let's say you can speak to the CTO. If you can't speak to the CTO, let's say you can speak to the COO or the COS, Chief of Staff. You understand? These are people that can actually like, okay, give you a chance to work with them once they see that you are really hungry for success as well, right? So that's the whole idea basically. And I think yes, you can use contact out basically. Now moving on, you can for LinkedIn. Okay, I won't touch base on that. But most of the people that you'll be reaching out to via LinkedIn, you would be using contact out to get their numbers, right? So a very good one is let's say Tesla, this guy, Elon Musk, right? So if you look at the left hand side of my screen or the right hand side, you see the plugin is activated already, right? And I don't know if this will work, but I really don't want to demo anything. Now, this is time Mahmoud hiring units, hiring Unity game developers. Anyways, you can see someone who will also write hiring um, cybersecurity professionals or penetration testers. So all you just have to do is click your view email or view phone, basically. Do you understand? That's the whole logic behind it. Can you share your call number? Whose call number? My call number? Is that what you mean? Why is Timila laughing? Kojo, for please, if you are in Ghana, can you share your number? I'm also in Ghana. Okay. No problem. My screen is Aziza, my screen is up. My screen is up. Everyone can see my screen. Please, if you cannot see my screen, if you can see my screen, give a thumbs up. I think everyone can see my screen. Everyone can see my screen. So I'm not having network issues. I'm not having network issues today. So I'm very aware of that. All right, let's proceed. Now back to Netacad. We've talked about researching pen testing careers and all of that. Job boards. You know what I mean. I've talked about the direct way of bypassing the ATS scan and moving on to the next thing. Like, okay, if anyone getting their phone numbers, having a very good resume. Now, your resume, trust me, if you have up to 10 years of career experience, I don't see a reason why your resume should be more than one page, like a single page. Even if you worked in two places, embed it into one page, right? And make your resume very presentable, and it should be straight to the point, right? So I think that's that concerning that. Now, what do you have to say about threat actors? And this is a question to everybody. Who are threat actors, and what do you have to say about them? Okay, Declan.
I would say threat actors are basically anybody or people that are likely to take advantage of vulnerabilities in network. And what I have to say about them is still about taking advantage of vulnerabilities and trying to test networks, trying to search for loopholes in networks so that can be exploited.
All right, no problem. Claire.
Okay. So threat actors are like those individuals that actively try to like exploit vulnerabilities in systems or networks with the intention of causing harm or um, extracting sensitive information.
All right, thank you. Ali.
Yes, sir. Threat actors basically unethical hackers. That is the general name, unethical hackers.
Thank you very much. Kingsley.
Okay, threat actors are persons or group of persons that tend
You
to
want to say something?
siege. Are you with me? Hello? I said threat actors are persons or group of persons that siege, that takes advantage of vulnerabilities and exploits them for their selfish gain.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. So what's the difference between an activist and an insider threat? What's the difference between an activist and an insider threat? Moyo.
So an activist is someone that they just want to like make a point, or they just want to like they want to use cybercrime as their method of attack. Like they just steal sensitive data and release it like to public to embarrass or financially affect a target. Now, an insider actor, Abi, is the insider was what you said, Abi.
Okay, you want to so
You said insider. You said it, an activist and an insider, Abi. Is that what you said? Sorry.
yes, the difference between an activist and an insider threat.
Okay, so insider threat is a threat that is actually it concerns a threat actor that is inside the organization. Now, this person is inside the organization. So that is an insider threat actor. But an activist is someone that they just steal this sensitive data and they release it to public to embarrass or financially affect a target. But now an insider threat or an insider threat actor might be going for more than just to embarrass. They might want to collect money too, and just to like destroy the reputation of the organization too. But they are different because an activist doesn't necessarily have to be an insider. But an insider person is someone that is inside the organization. That's how I understand it.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's so on point. Um, Ismail,
Uh, yes, the difference between good evening. Sorry. Uh, the difference between the activist and an insider is that an activist they do they try to gain access to a or try to hack into an organization just to prove a point, a political point, to raise awareness for something regarding their beliefs. But an insider threat is a person within the organization, either a disgruntled employee or someone that holds malice to the organization for one reason or the other. But an insider actor can also be accidental because people are not people are how do I say this? Sorry, people are accidental access to access controls that are not implemented properly can also lead to insider threats.
okay, I don't really think the word accidental is what you want to use. Maybe there is no proper awareness.
Yeah, proper
Um,
awareness. Sorry, thank you.
yeah. Daniel, this is a meeting. This is not the general group. Daniel. So, if there's no awareness, then most people will not they will not be able to like put proper security control or access control in places. Right. Thank you very much. You can drop your hand. Those that have answered that can drop your hand. Samuel.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Can you
Do
hear
I
me,
have to
sir?
respond to that? Can you just let us have our answer and let's move?
Okay. An activist is someone that is trying to prove a point. He's not money motivated. That is not in. He's not bothered about the money. Want to derive from it. He just want to prove a point. Why an insider threat is maybe someone that leak information about the company or exposed the vulnerability. Is someone working in the company that brought about the threat to the company. Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, so what's the difference between a state-sponsored hacker and an organized crime unit? Organized crime, like group of people. Kingsley.
An organized crime is actually a person or a group that may tend to seek or take advantage of vulnerability for monetary gain. Why why a state sponsor attacker is actually one that is being sponsored by government attacking another state. A state sponsored um, attacker attacking another state for personal gain or for monetary gain too, or for power, as the case may be.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much. That's very much on point. All right. Let's proceed to the next one. That talks about penetration testing methodology. Now, why do we need to follow a methodology whenever we're carrying out an assessment? Why do we need to follow a methodology? Why do we need to have a pen testing methodology whenever we want to carry out an assessment? Um, okay, Muya. All right. Cypern, proceed.
Well, to show, for instance, the organization that your practices follow documented or guidelines that has to be followed while performing pen testing. That's the reason.
Okay. All right. But most times you really need to let your customers or your clients know the methodology you're using.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay, yes and no. It's actually not like it has a specific scenario to it. Do you want to speak to that, Cypher?
Let me pass.
All right. Who wants to pick it up? Peter. Okay, Peter is not here. Morak. Under what condition, under
Yes,
what scenario
actually, they
would you say you
okay.
want to say
It is
your
important. Okay,
I'm
can I
listening.
speak now? It it is important to let your customers know the methodology used when there are disputes, like when you are giving your report and there's a dispute on what you did, the kind of pen testing technique you used, then you might just disclose the methodology.
Thank you very much for that point. Yeah, there could be disputes, and sometimes it could be at a point where a client is trying just to test if you really know what you're doing. Anyways, let's move on. What are the environmental considerations when it comes to pen testing methodology? What are the environmental considerations? Although environmental considerations is just like basically saying what are the types of pen tests that can be done, right? So what are the types of pen tests you are going to consider? Mm, Samuel.
They can do network infrastructure pen testing. And we can also do testing in the console.
Your network is breaking, so I cannot really hear you. Can you drop a chat? Adeomi, proceed. Okay, Adeomi Miriam is not here. Victor.
When carrying out a penetration testing, the environmental considerations are you're going to consider that environmental consideration you need to take, like the tools you need to penetrate a network infrastructure will differ from the one you use for web-based applications and so on.
Okay, can you give me a specific tool that you know that is different between the two of them for you to carry, like for you to carry out the
Okay,
pen test?
like when you want to pen test a website with
Yeah.
this thing, a website running PHP server. Let's say you want to exploit the admin this thing. You can use things like GoBuster.
Yeah. Let me not. This is not to like, but you know, like you can actually say I can ask you some questions that you don't have answers to, and you can just tell me you have no idea. But it won't be that cool when you are now like trying to say something and it's not right on point, and you know, do you get? So it's better you just say, okay, you pass
Okay.
this like the way I think Cyprus did the other time. So that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Are there any specific tool that is like a major difference between network infrastructure and application-based test? Do you want to give a straight answer to that?
I can't remember exactly now.
All right. Does anybody want to pick that up? Toby.
Okay, so for that, so I think for vulnerabilities on network, we can actually use Nmap to look for vulnerabilities on network to check for the open ports and all. So we can do use Nmap for that for vulnerability searching, and we can use our Metasploitable for the carrying out exploits on the open port.
So that's just what I would say.
Okay. Yeah, you're close to the point. Now, using metasploit table, you can use it for enumeration. Now, depending on the type of vulnerability you see or the port running, now determines the type of exploit you want to use in metasploit table to carry out to carry out the pen test or something. Now, the main idea I'm trying to pass across here is pen testing is not about tool. Pen testing is about how you want to carry. There's always a unique approach to everything in pen test, basically. That's what I'm trying to emphasize on. You don't say, okay, pen testing is about to no, that's not the idea. Pen testing now, the major thing you want to focus on is methodology. The methodology that you are using will determine, okay, do I really need this tool? Because there are over like 50 ways you can achieve one thing in pen testing. It's not that you have to use a particular tool for something, right? Now, the likes of Aquatone, um, 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 Bob Sweet, not Bob Sweet, Debuster, Desearch, GoBuster, they do the same work as directory fuzzing. Now, the likes of Nessus for network scanning, and the likes of we should have to also do network scanning. Nmap also do network scanning, but the result will not come out the same way it is when Nessus is doing it. You understand? And now for web assessment, okay, thank you very much, Cypran. OpenVAS, yeah, OpenVAS and Nessus, they are doing the same thing. So everyone has their own specific scenario, unique scenario. They don't just you don't just do like, okay, say pen test is two based. No, penetration testing is not a two based career. Do you understand? It's not like, okay, you have to use the two. You have to like. It depends on you knowing. Okay, when you understand it fully well, then you can now decide, okay, what pattern or what approach you want to use. You understand? So very soon we'll start playing CTF, and you understand what I mean, right? So once we start playing CTFs and you see the way you approach it, and you get to understand, okay, this thing is actually not tool based. Sometimes you need to just understand, okay, when you see let's say a web application that has an uploading endpoint or an uploading let's say folder where you can put stops. Now what they are basically trying to tell you is, let's say for example, you can upload reverse shell there, and you are most likely machine. So there is always like we have over 66 people on this call now, and at the same time, these 66 people would have their own different ways of doing things. So don't have that mindset of pen testing is about to. No, it's not to. Don't let anybody give you that mindset of hacking is about to. Fine, there are tools, but it's not just about what the tools can do. I think soon we'll start talking about false positive and false negative, where some tools will give you some answers and they're actually not correct. So you understand? Kingsley, you want to say something?
Okay, thanks for having me back again. Okay, when you were talking about environmental consideration, I think is it not directed to the OWASP 10 and the PTA and the PTES? That is the OWASP 10 testing for web application vulnerabilities, and the PTS for the methodology consideration, looking at on how to carry out a particular testing for I think for the infrastructure basis you just made mention of. I
Okay,
stand to be corrected,
PTES is
please.
no, it's fine. PTES is a methodology. OWASP is a methodology. Depending on we have NIST methodologies as well. Basically, all these methods are different, and either way, your unique scenario determines the kind of approach you want to use or methodology you want to use. Now, when we're talking about um, environmental considerations, I was just talking about, okay, when you want to carry out an assessment, you don't just say, okay, I want to do an assessment. An assessment is always based on one thing, what your customer is bringing to you. Now, sometimes, or your clients, right? Sometimes it could be a network infrastructure test or a network security assessment. It could be an application-based test. It could be a cloud security assessment, right? So, or it could be a critical system assessment. You understand? It just depends on what your client is bringing to you for you to test. Or it could be an overall test. Now, when it comes to the case of, okay, let's say network infrastructure test, you want to know the methodology you want to use to achieve that. When it comes to application-based test, okay, we know OAuth 10 carries for API, for mobile application, as well as web application as well, right? for penetration testing in cloud, which is cloud security, it is putting you in a position, okay, okay, I'm doing security assessment for a cloud environment. Now it could be Azure, which is Microsoft, it could be AWS for Amazon, and it could be GCP for Google Cloud Portal. Do you understand? So that is what I meant by environmental considerations. You don't just do pen test, you do pen test based on the environment you want to do it on. Are we clear?
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Does anybody have any question? Do you have any questions for me? All right. I'll take that that quiet silence as a no. Let's move on to the types of penetration tests. Okay, we talked about that one. Now let's talk about building your own lab. All right, so I saw a lot of people were like they were downloading, it's stopping. Yes, that's just like a general issue for anyone to face. So for the course of this training, you'll be needing I think only there's this custom-based Kali that Netacad gave or they published for everyone to use. Right. So I'm coming 1 second. Let me just get to this part. Okay, preview Kali and get to the resource page. Okay, someone reduce the size of the VM. Honestly, if your network is not good, trust me, you keep downloading that thing even more than 5 times, you will still not get it. If you don't have a very good network. And I saw someone was suggesting IDM in the group. Yeah, not a bad idea actually. Not a bad idea. You're well done. You did a very good job in collaborating. All right. So this is where you are coming to the resource lab, and in the resource lab, if you are using Kali, if you are using an M1 or M2, or you are using your regular Windows, then you can also like choose any of it. Then you start downloading automatically. I won't really do a demo. I don't think a lot of people are having an issue here. Please, if you're having issues, please indicate so I can attend to it now. Please, if you have any issues here, indicate. Let me just know. Kingsley.
Okay. Okay. Because I have downloaded Kali before. Then before this particular course, but my Kali I downloaded was the ISO was the .iso application. Now, as I'm seeing this one, is it a different Kali, or is it that in course of me carrying out my practical or building my own lab, I need to download this pre-install the pre-built Kali Linux for the Metacad?
You need to download this one. The Kali is 4 gig. This Kali is 8 gig. And this Kali carries more than like the necessary things. I think it's those things are in server within itself again. So it has multiple VNets. Well, do you understand? So you need to download this one. Kingsley,
Okay,
you want to
okay. I want to ask again, please. Is it that in the real life after the whole of this class, this course, in real life situation,
yes.
can in real life scenario, can we also use the same Kali to tackle issue or to tackle problems?
I will advise you once you are done with this training, install a fresh Kali, and you don't install this pre-built Kali. You go and download from the Kali ISO itself, the bare metal. Let me open that. So you go to Kali and you go for this one. I think you can just click on download or get Kali.
No, I
Anyone
have
of them.
this one. I have the ISO file. I have the ISO file. So that's why I want to
Yes, we
just know.
have the ISO file. Although because you have the ISO file does not mean you can actually you can download the latest one. That's the thing. Kali always push out stuff. So you can actually download the latest one and you are good to go.
All right, okay.
Or you can actually use this one too as well. ParaTools. There's ParaTools too. So you can download ParaTools as well. They work almost the same way, but people prefer Kali. But you can use ParaTools. Depends on you, basically.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Um, it has the same tool as Kali, yes, and I think one other OS I can recommend is okay, Black Hack. But please, if you don't know what you want, I think don't let me even go into this one. You don't need to. This one is a very large tool. I think it's about 32 gig. This Linux is about 32 gig, and it has a lot of tools like way old tools. Well, I don't really think you need that for your day to day. Trust me, you don't need that for now. All right, let's get back to it. So I don't really think anybody's having an issue around um the module one basically. So during the course of this week, we've gone through exploiting methodologies, understanding ethical hacking and penetration testing. We've gone through threat actors and some other things. But one question is, have you gone through the process of imputing your commands and every other thing? Okay, I think I'm getting one input. I don't know why other people are not responding. Right, so just go through your commands and trust me, your command, you don't have to get commands in a day. You just have to keep practicing. Now you might be wondering, there's one thing I think I believe. A lot of us might be wondering, okay, I don't think hacking is that hard or something. But honestly, we'll soon get to the phase where we'll be having piled up questions. I know how this first week was, and I'm pretty sure like a lot of us enjoyed it. It was like a very good one. I saw the way the whole group was going. So when anybody have any question, they go and ask them. And apologies to those that reach out to me that I did not quickly respond or I respond very late. You know, my response is very weird. I might not quickly reply to you on time. Apologies, I'm apologizing. So you might still reach out to me today and I'll still like not like really quickly respond to it. Honestly, I'm just like caught up. Right. Apologies. Apologies now and apologies in advance. We'll sort it out as soon as we can. Okay, so I'll be recommending some platform for you to on your own. Toby, you want to say something?
So I don't. I had a particular issue when I was trying to get my OVA file into my virtual box. So I had some issue which I later resolved. I don't know if I can share with the group so that in case if anybody having that issue, he knows what to do. So that's why I'm raising up my hand.
You can share it in the group. As far as it's going to be open, like someone like Claire now, last week, she did something very impressive. She was taking minutes in the meeting and she dropped it for everyone on the group. So if you feel like there's anything you can do to help every other person, please do. You understand? Let's do that. And someone made a comment in the group. It's not really like an offensive one, but someone said it is very bold of you to think I know what a .ova file. Please, who's that person? Oh God, who's that person? Who is that person? The person will not raise up their hand now. I don't even know who that person is. I'm not coming here to make jest of the person. I'm just like wondering how come or what that thing is. Anyways, if you don't raise your hand, no problem. Fine. Okay, you are the one. Odera Akwaeze. Are you the one?
No, sir. I was raising my hand for something else, sir. Good evening, sir.
Oh, yeah, you can proceed, please.
Okay, so my issue is my LinkedIn. Sorry, I had an account with LinkedIn before, so I don't know how. So I optimized my LinkedIn and everything. I was trying to have a nice LinkedIn profile. So it got restricted along the line. I still opened another one. They still restricted it that same day. So I don't know where maybe I might be getting the issue from or something. So I was saying, okay,
You're
I'll
not
ask in
getting
the
it
class
wrong.
today
Oh.
to
I don't
know
know. For concerning
what's.
that one, I don't know. LinkedIn, I don't know why when LinkedIn start restricting. I know they restrict some people's accounts sometimes, but maybe I
Excuse?
Doing something wrong. Well, have you tried? Do you
So
does the profile have a picture when you're
yeah, no, I was even about to put the profile picture. So I was trying to there was this site I was trying to
okay?
get a
When you
better
start,
profile. The-
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay, so
Sorry.
I was trying to, because there's this app, this site that analyzes the quality of your picture. So I was even trying to do that one and then go and upload it there. So, but I just came back because I was in the LinkedIn profile. So once I minimized, because I was using it on my web browser and also on my phone too. So I was checking it through my phone to see how it looks like from my own phone. So I exited it, and then when I came back, I was trying to go back in, trying to log in, and they were showing me that I was reseated. So, but the first one, there was the profile picture. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello? Ah, God, network.
What's going on?
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I can hear you now. Oh.
Okay, Odera, mute your mic. I think this guy is having issue with his network.
Yes, I'm back now. I'm back.
That's what I was going to say. Odera, you are not back. You have been here the whole time. But it seems it's
I've
the
been here the
moderator
whole
that is
time.
having problem.
Okay, my network is I'm having network
It's
glitch.
not your network. It's the moderator that has been off.
Oga, mute your mic. Tut
Mute
on your
your mic.
network.
Why are they like this now?
Technology is off. That's the issue. So mute your mic, please.
Feedback goes again. I thought it has not been.
Sorry, I'm back. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So I think someone was asking a question before. I don't know. So I think I lost him a bit. Okay. So what I would advise you to do, Odera, is once you try to set up a new account, please put your profile picture, like as soon as you can do that. Then go to the verification process and try to verify your account immediately. And I don't know if you can also appeal for the accounts that you've lost, right? So try to appeal, and then I think that will help. You understand?
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I'll be recommending two places for you to learn. We'll be giving assignments here anyways, right? So try Act Me is one place, and then one other one is Act the Box. I'm trying to open my Act the Box account. Sorry. One other place is Act the Box. So that's the two places we recommend you create an account. Like you can create an account, not just I think before next week, yes, you should be getting an assignment that will tell you to do a room in Try Me or do a room in Act the Box. Right, so this is Act the Box, and we have some machines here that I might give you guys to do. So even people that are in the cyber press group, this is what they do sometimes. We give them rooms, and a lot of them have been so good at it. Now, what's the purpose of us giving you this to do? It gives you a real life scenario. You don't need to hack your friend. You don't need to hack anybody for testing your hacking skills. You have environments where you can actually learn how to hack properly, right? So that's the idea, and that's also what CyberPress is working towards. You understand? So that will be it, right? I'm going to work on some interview questions, and I'm going to forward them probably by next week. I'm looking at the way we can actually embed into having interview sessions to prep anyone who's having an interview coming up can reach out to me or can just drop it on the group and tag me for an interview prep. Do you understand? I'm going to squeeze out my time to um to have that session with the person. Right. And if you're looking for a security operation person, like I mentioned, the community manager is a security operations center analyst. If you're looking for a mentor, you can reach out to us, or you can reach out to me. And please, does anybody have any question, any issue that we need to know of before we call it a day? I think a lot of people dropped off already. Aladilanre, your question.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
Please, I have been unable to access the Netacad um website since I logged in. Since I started the class, I've been able to access it on my phone, but I've been unable to access it on my system. Is there like a reason or like a solution for that?
Yeah, I've given the solution to that. You can watch it at the beginning of the video.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Just watch the recording at the beginning of the video. I mentioned it already. And that's what
Okay,
I'm
good. All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Toby.
Yes, sir. So during the course of the class, there was this time um uh somebody was trying to answer a question. I've forgotten the person. So he said accidentally when we were talking about insider threat. So he said accidentally. So you said that choice of word is actually is not good enough. So I was like, okay, what if, for instance, let's say an organization uses access card to go into the organization. So during the break period, whereby people go out to take buy snacks and all. So this guy went goes off to get his food. After eating, he now forgot his access card. Do you understand? So forgetting his access card, somebody took it. He has created a threat already from there because an outsider can actually have access into the organization. So is that not an accidental event? I just want to know.
Okay. So first, to answer your question, I did not say what he said was wrong. I was saying maybe the choice of what he wants to use was awareness. Right? Now, you see, one thing is, I won't say mistakes are not allowed in cybersecurity, but the moment you are making mistake, just know a lot of people are going to probably go down for it as well. And that's why it's considered to be a professional service. Now, you went to it, you forgot your access card. How did you enter the company back? Do you understand? And there might be some measures in place where the moment you lost your card, you can just call the sysadmin to disable that card. But what if it's the case of sysadmin himself that lost the card? And most times people would not talk about it, not until when it becomes a real issue. Do you understand? And fine, people, you can make mistakes. And as far as cybersecurity is concerned, human beings are still going to be the weakest link in the cyber chain, no matter what. Now, October was Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And, there was this thing where a lot of people are still falling for phishing emails. So, and it's costing organizations millions. I'm not talking about millions of naira, I'm talking about millions of dollars. And, it's a mistake, it's accidental. But then do you think that person is not held responsible for their action? Or do you think they don't investigate this kind of incidents? So if you know the gravity of what you are, what role, the role you are, you won't like want to make those kind of mistakes. I'm not saying we can't make mistakes, but there are some jobs that you have that you honestly don't make mistakes. That's the thing. It's not like you can't make mistakes as human, but they should be minor mistakes that are easily like you can easily cope. But that kind of mistake you mentioned, someone went down to it and he dropped out, he dropped his access card. I don't know. Anything can happen. Do you understand? So I'm not saying accidental is not the right word. I'm just saying, in as much as you are working in a cybersecurity sector, you want to reduce some things from happening. Just reduce it to minimal level. Do you understand?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Peter.
So, sir, you mentioned some learning sites that we can use to practice. I didn't catch up with the second one.
Okay, one is tryacme.com. The second one is hackthebox.com.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think Ismail, that'll be the last question I'm going to take.
Um, Sir, you mentioned something about us working in groups, and you said you were grouping us last week. So I just wanted to ask if we're still getting grouped or not.
Government getting groups. I think I would want to do that based on assignment. Reason is because now we have less number of people joining the call, and we have lesser number of people responding to assignments. So imagine I already group you guys, and let's say you are the only one in your group that is even available here because we have over 100 students. Do you understand? We have over 100 students, and we have 51 on the call currently. Now, and imagine you are the only one in your group that is present, and you have to go through the course of explaining to 9 other people what was said on this call. Do you understand? So it's not really feasible now grouping us because there is no like we won't say there's no a lot of people are not like really turning up. So we'll do that when we see it will be actively like on a call, even if we want to group anybody, and it will be just be like grouping for assignments where we don't want to like get assignments from everyone one by one. Now, even the ones that we did for one by one, now we only got 71 people to turn in the assignments. You understand? So it's somehow, but then I don't want to put pressure on people that are in those groups where people won't be serious or they don't turn in the assignment. So it's better just we take it in as one person per person, then we take it up from there. You understand? Peter and Ismail, you can drop your hands. Bernard.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening, Bernard.
Um, Let me say, firstly, I really appreciate, the lectures and everything. Thank you very much. My question is regarding this our Google classroom. Because most of the time I saw some comments like under, and there will be no response. Like if you have any issue, are we dropping the general group or the Google classroom group? That is my question, sir.
You are dropping the if you have questions, drop it in the chat and tag me. If you have questions, drop it in that general group and tag me, or you tag the community manager.
Okay.
Yes. So once you tag the two of us, we'll see it and respond to it. And in a case where it could be a general question, if people respond to you, you can actually take people's response as well. And from what I've seen in the group, most of their responses are like they are very helpful. You understand? So it's a community. That's what we're trying to achieve with our community. We don't just want you like to learn alone and all that. It's easier when people share the burden with you and help you out when you are going through some things. Do you understand?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So in the absence of any question, I'm going to call it a day. Please do enjoy the rest of your week. and just prepare for week 2.